Hey guys, this is Andy McCann, owner of CrossFit Garage, and we are going to talk about how to lay a firm foundation in food, fitness, and finance. And I've got a little interesting one here for you today. So I had some conversations with some of my peers. I am almost 52. So most of my peers are 52-ish, right? And it came up over Telegram and just in conversation, texting and all that, several of them were saying the standard thing that people say, which is, it sucks getting older. And I just don't feel that way. I feel actually pretty damn good. And I actually like getting older because, the kids are growing up. And weirdly, you get your life back as the kids grow up and they move on and out and whatever. It's weird. You put all this time into developing them and growing them, and really, they don't notice or care because that's just what their life has been. And then all of a sudden you get your life back and they're like, Dad, what are you doing? Can't you come get me to do whatever? I'm like, well, no, actually I have plans. And they're like, what? You have plans? So one reason I like getting older is I'm getting some of my time back and I can place it into areas that are interesting to me. Not that the kids aren't. And I loved being a dad and I loved being a father. I would never go back to do it again. I would do it like if, back in time or whatever, but like if Verity was to say, let's have more kids right now, I'd be like, yeah, not going to happen. Or let's adopt a whole bunch of people. Yeah, not going to happen. I think I'm just through that piece. Also, you do the best you can, and the kids don't understand that we have no idea what we're doing and we're flying by the seat of our pants. And so did I ruin them? Did I do good? I don't know. They're good kids. I think they have better morals than I have. Or had at that point. So yeah, I guess they're better. They're on a better trajectory than I think I was. So I've let them move them up in some regards, but I'm sure I've created damage. So anyway, the other reason I really enjoy this is I get to focus on internally what matters to me. Most of my life, people have said, Andy, wow, you're very direct. You're very intense. And I don't mean to be. I don't know. My face has that look to it. I guess I got, RBF, but it's resting intense face. I don't know. And I'm very passionate. And I guess that comes off as like aggressive. And so I have tried really hard to figure out that one and say, why do people feel that way? I'm usually just trying to have fun. And then when I'm nervous or feel awkward, my backup mode is just to have fun, so make jokes. So basically, I'm just a joker guy. But I'm able to work on that. I'm able to look at, do emotions really matter? I know they do. I don't want them to, but I know they do. I'm able to also just do things. And I think that right there becomes the bigger point. Some people don't like who they are, and I don't know how to help you there. You just got to start changing. Maybe talk to Jamie Thomas. She's a psychotherapist at the gym, so talk to her and she can help you out. Talk to God, read the Bible. I don't know, but I think spending time alone with yourself helps you kind of work through some things. A lot of times we distract ourselves with the phone and the Instagram and all the reels and threads, and I don't even know what they're called, but you know what I'm saying? All that stuff. Or I know I distract myself with podcasts and books on tape. I don't like usually to be alone in my head unless I'm purposefully being alone in my head. There's a thing that Ben Bergeron and Patrick Cummings did on their podcast. It was the 12-hour walk. So I didn't do 12 hours, but I did do a 4-hour walk somewhere. And it was interesting. All I took was, I did bring my cell phone just in case I got in trouble, but I just brought a pen and a paper and some water and some snacks and went out in the woods and walked on this trail for 2 hours one way and then turned around and walked 2 hours back. It was unique and interesting. But I think the bigger part is I'm able to go on a 4-hour walk. I think what my peers are saying is it sucks to see my body break down. And this is where I'm going to tell you, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. For most of our life, we did nothing. So we got up to about 18, we stopped being active. And really, what are you active from the ages of maybe 8 to 18? You're doing some sports and stuff. And then we kind of take college off, then we get married, and then we take life off and we just focus on the thing we should be focused on. And don't get me wrong, you should make the money and you should be relevant in there. But if you don't invest in your own health and fitness, then you're going to win the stupid prize of cardiac arrest and other stuff. So it appears that when men turn 50, we enter the drop dead years. And when you enter the drop dead years, what they're saying is men die at I think it's like 4 in 1,000 from suicide and accidents. And then when we move past 50, it jumps to I think it's 160 in 1,000 or something. It's a massive increase. And It doesn't have to be that way, but the death is heart attacks and strokes. So the blood gets messed up in our hearts and circulation, and we clog up and we die. Or the blood gets messed up, clogged up in our brain, and we have an aneurysm, right? So it's heart attacks and strokes, aneurysms, I guess that's somewhere along the line, somewhere in there. And we die in droves. Why? I don't really know why. And the why doesn't necessarily matter because I don't know why or how this guy, the cell phone, really works. But I know it does work, and I know how to turn it off and on, and I know what things do work. I can check the battery, and I can check the usage time, and I can do a screen lockout. I can do all that stuff. I know how. I mean, I can use it. I just don't know how it actually all works. That being said, the body is like, it doesn't care like why you're getting older and the blood is getting clotted and all that stuff. It just cares that it is, and it's going to possibly run out of steam. So at 52, I don't have a primary doctor. I don't take any drugs. I don't have any medications. I barely even take vitamins and stuff. I just believe that eating real food is your fuel. So instead of saying, and people do this to me all the time, and I try not to be annoyed by it anymore because it's such a common thing, and it's small thinking and really wrong thinking. Andy, I would like to take more protein. What powders and pills can I take? Andy, I would like to, I don't know, ... What pill or thing can I take? I'm like, well, how about this? What are you eating? Well, I eat Twinkies and stupid crap. Well, how about stop eating the Twinkies and stupid crap? Nah, I'd rather just take a pill. Man, I'm going to tell you right there, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. If you want to affect your nutrition, weirdly, the best thing you could do is eat real food. So if it's been processed, highly processed, or you unwrap it and it lasts for a while, that's not really food, it's entertainment. I was just listening to, Evan sent me it's on Instagram, and they send a thing to you, and you can like in your messages, listen to his thing. I don't know what it's called. It's a reel or is it a post? I don't know, but he sent the thing and you could watch it. And I don't think it was actually Joe Rogan's podcast. It was some guy acting like he was on Joe Rogan's podcast. But what he was saying was Taco Bell has to call the thing they put in the taco, they can't call it beef or beef filler. They have to call it taco filler because I think they were saying it's sand or sawdust. It's not even food. You're just shoving stuff in your pie hole that agrees with your tongue, but it's dumb. Yeah, I said it. It's dumb. I'm not saying don't do that every once in a while. Actually, I am saying that. Don't do that. It's just dumb. If you want to do that every once in a while, great, fine, good for you. But your body is the ultimate adaptation machine. If you adapt to eating sand, I just don't know. I don't think that's what's intended. Anyway, change the food that you want to eat. I've said this, man, I say this all the time. Two things. One, if you want to hire me to help you individually, that's fine. I'm $1,000 an hour. You better put up the money and do what I say. Otherwise, we're done. The other is track your food for 2 weeks and I'll help you for free for an hour. You're going to see when you track what you eat, how stupid the things are that you're putting into your Bible. Most of it isn't even food. You'll see it. But I'm happy to help you if you'll go and track it on your own. I mean, I'll give you I'll give you a similar thing for the gym. If you come to the gym 4 times a week, let me adjust your food just a tiny bit for 1 solid year. If you're not or if you're not fitter than the day you came in, I will give you back 10 times your money. I have yet to ever pay that one back because this junk actually just works. Okay, so there's a lot of things to say about stupidity and the things we eat, but I think the biggest thing is, drum roll please, my body can still move. I can still do the things that I would like to do. I am not decrepit, disabled. I don't mean disabled like disabled. I mean like my abilities are dissed. I'm disabled, right? I guess that's what it actually means. But it's the usage. Your body is the ultimate adaptation machine. It is the first prep in all your prepping. If you want to earn money, great. You kind of got to take care of your body first, right? Okay, I'm going to pause right there and run through a couple things. When you're listening to us, obviously my pitch is, man, just get healthier. After that, if you're in Woodstock, come to the gym. We're a great place. You'll meet a lot of fun people. So we're in Woodstock, just south of it, across from Black Rifle Coffee. If you can't come to us, we do have garagefitness.online. I also have a lot of free resources. If you go to our website, crossfitgarage.com/free, or hover over gym info and then down to gym resources, there's a whole bunch of free stuff that I build out mostly on these podcasts, either for you or the survival podcast. I do the expert counsel bit. And that's all right there. It's for free. Just go in there and get it. If you want to follow us on Facebook, Facebook is my number one jam. I'm hardly pressed to do anything else just because this is what came up first. The gyms, if you search for CrossFit Garage, or specifically it's The Garage a CrossFit Gym. If you search for that, you'll find us. You can find me. It's Andy.McCann.7. And right now, the picture of me is my wife and I at a castle in Helen. So you can see that. You can also follow us on Instagram. Most of the stuff just goes back and forth. It's the same material. I'm just more engaging on Facebook because I don't really understand how Instagram is even engaging. But for the gym, it's CrossFit Garage _Woodstock. Members, if you friend me on those things or whatever it is you do, I can tag you better in the videos that I make if you want to be tagged. And then my personal one is Andy McCann 2021. I guess that's when I started Instagram. Or you can follow us on YouTube at Andy McCann 42. And weirdly, I did Facebook so long ago that we just did me and the gym at the same time. And I didn't even realize I should have separated it. So it's sort of just me doing the fun stuff that I do. And the obviously it's more visually appealing. And of course, the podcast is Fitness, Food, and Finance. You can see that or find that on any podcast services, Spotify, all that stuff. On Thursdays, every other-ish Thursday, I have an expert counsel bit, a 7-minute little talking point. A lot of times they overlap with this podcast because, duh, why not? Anyway, okay, so off of that stuff. Some things that I like to do are these adventure races. We go out in the woods for 12 plus hours. We run by canoe with a map and a topo map and a compass. And we move around in the woods. I can still do this stuff at 52 and it doesn't bother me. There is a race coming up that I would like to do that I found. It's called the TNGA, the Trans North Georgia Race or something. It's not really so much a race as it is a bike packing sort of adventure. So you go for up to 10 days. Some people finish in like 40 hours. Some people take 9 days. And you go from South Carolina, Georgia border near, I don't know what lake that is, down to the Alabama border, or I think this year they're doing it vice versa. Anyway, it's 370 miles of bike packing. You put all your stuff on the bike and you go. The biggest reason people get knocked out of this, it's probably undertraining. And the second one is crotch rot. So they didn't take care of their undercarriage and there's a lot of rubbing. That is the biggest issue for me is when we do these adventure races, typically when I'm done, it's mostly either my seat bones really freaking hurt, or when we did the sea to sea, we went from the, Pacific to the Gulf of America. I love that. We did that across the short end of Florida. I did not change my pants, and I should have, and we would walk through brackish water, so salty-ish. I think that's what brackish is, like sort of salty. Anyway, sort of salty water, and I got on the pants that I was wearing, the tights, dang it, words escape me. The shorts that are the compression shorts. I didn't wear bike shorts. I don't like wearing the whole butt diaper thing, and I feel like it holds more water. So anyway, I had salt there, and salt is the ultimate destroyer of your undercarriage region, and biking, it just wore that out. So by the third day, I was in tears. I think I had welts or scars or holes or whatever. That lasted for like 2 or 3 weeks. So yeah, that race was the gift that kept giving. I know more now. I know better. So I've got I have a post in Facebook, which is why I like Facebook better, that people are answering. I'm like, hey, what are you doing to secure your undercarriage? And so I got a lot of suggestions. I'm going to take all of them. I am going to do everything and then back out what doesn't work. Now, for that particular thing, I think I like the idea of less is more. So there's a seat that has no seat bone pokey bits, so this just literally just cut out. I'm like, dude, that's awesome. Why didn't I think of that? So I'm gonna try that. I also like the no chamois or the bouncy parts for your butt because I wanted it to air out. So I'm gonna go the route of less and see what happens. And weirdly, when you do this less thing, you tend to spend more money. So it's dumb. Anyway, okay. So I think the biggest reason that I'm enjoying my older age is I am healthy and fit enough that I don't have health and fitness problems. So my other problems are introspection. So I get to psychotherapize myself. I know, Jamie, that's not a word, but that's what I'm saying. So, or I can talk to Jamie and she could tell me, Andy, you are a dumbass. I'm like, yeah, I know. She doesn't say that. Jamie is very good. She's a much better person than I ever will be. And let me see if I can find her website for you. There we go. It's Jamie Thomas, Fox Oak Counseling. And if you go to foxoakcounseling.com, I love it. It's like named the website what it's supposed to be. And counseling's in the name. That's what she does. So she's got therapy types, about Jamie, insurance and payments. So therapy for ADHD, which that's why she laughs at me a lot. No, she doesn't laugh like that. We joke together. It's fun. In the 80s, they just said, hey, you're just dumb. Now they actually help you through it. Trauma, LGBTQ plus folks. And what else has she got on this? She's got a lot of stuff in this. And let's see. Ooh, I love this tagline. And this is true. I help people like you find clarity, healing, and practical tools to move forward. That's true. She's got a lot of tools in her toolbox that I never even knew existed. Again, coming out of the 80s and 90s, it was just basically, hey, idiot. And that's just what happened. I love that there's tools in place. As a matter of fact, when I took Evie to get tested for the stuff that I have, I was in tears when the lady was talking about the things that they could do. I'm like, dang, I wish I kind of had this as a kid, and happy in tears for her, knowing that she wouldn't have to struggle like I did. Okay, so I'm going to hit a few points why this matters, I think, and what's giving me the freedom to feel good as I turn older, right? So it is true. I have traded in the six-pack for just strength, stamina, and sanity, and I like it. So it's funny, I actually have a pretty decent six-pack now because of this carnivore lifestyle. So weirdly, eating 4,000 calories a day doesn't make you fat. It makes you more ripped if you have the muscles underneath. So if you've been doing CrossFit like I have for 17 plus years consistently, I mean, I can probably say and feel confident that if you average it out, I have been going 4 times a week. Or more, but definitely 4 times a week for the last 17 years. Actually, probably longer than that because we started doing CrossFit before we had the gym. And yes, we do have a tagline that I stole from somebody else that we want to help you look better naked and become harder to kill. And that's true. But I don't really focus on the naked part. It just comes now because it's not something I'm trying to do. It's just something that I am living that lifestyle. And when you give it the repetition of doing every day, it pays off over time. All right. Other things. It is true, my body is not as fast or strong as I was before, but I'm a lot smarter. And now I listen to that and I can still do the lifts and the climbing and the run, and the moves and all that stuff. Almost 52. And I don't know, I'm not the last one done at the gym. Not that that's a big deal. Everyone's scales are modified. I'm just saying at 52, you think like Paul Heimerl and I would be the last ones. But if I'm a sort of kind of maybe poster child for how this stuff works, Paul is definitely the poster child. When I say child, I mean much older guy than me, right? I think he's 60 plus and he moves great and he looks great. And he and I battle the same thing. Yeah, it's some internal demons we just got to get through. But we have the discipline to do this stuff, which is another one. Discipline will outpace motivation any day. And discipline comes from just doing it repeatedly. Though I do believe you need some sort of motivation to get started. And mine was originally, and it still is, but I mean, this was the pushing part. I want to be healthy and fit enough to coach my kids' in soccer. What does that mean? I mean, that's a loaded statement, right? All right. I've lived long enough to learn the hard way. And now I want to help other people skip that. I mean, that is true. The hard way is dumb. And why do you want to do that? Literally just show up to them. I tell people this all the time. Come to the gym for a week. And as you drive away every day, think to yourself, I could have done more. Perfect. Do that for the first month. That would be great. Let your body have time to adapt. Some people come in and they'll do what we do. And they're like, I'm going to go all out. What do they say? Balls to the wall? I don't even know what that means. That's the dumbest. Balls to the wall. How does that didn't even mean what I think it means. Anyway, they go all out and then they never show back up. They're like, yeah, I don't know. I was sore too much. I'm like, duh, no, duh. So come and go easy. Your body will adapt to it and your body will grow and change. It is the ultimate adaptation machine. Let it have some time to do some adaptation. I still lift heavy and I stretch daily and I can out-hike guys half my age. This is true. A great example of this is Cam Garrett, a buddy of mine that just started CrossFitting maybe 2-3 years ago. His company took him out to Copenhagen, Denmark, to Copenhagen somewhere in the Europe world. And there was I should go look it up because I'm sure there's only one. There was some sort of, not statue, dog, nabbit, architectural feat, relic, I don't know, whatever, man, my words, that they were going to walk up. It was 500 steps they had to go up. He texted me from the top, shot me a picture, sent it to me, and said, I'm the only one my age that made it to the top, and I'm the only one out of all the ages that walked up, or hiked up, whatever, stepped up, without stopping. He's like, thank you for introducing me to CrossFit. I'm like, hell yeah, thank you. You're welcome, dog. He's crushing it, and it's just showing up. So for him, he travels 2 weeks out of the month, and then he is back and he does CrossFit. So he's half-assing it half as much, right? Only doing two out of 4 weeks in the month and crushing it. This is what I'm talking about. And another fun one, I have stopped chasing fitness fads, and I just do what works. And I know it works. 5 days a week, you should work out. Of the 5 days a week, mix this in there. 3 days a week, you should squat below parallel. 3 days a week, you should lift something heavy, relative heavy. What does that mean? You could be doing slow and really, really heavy, or fast, and it's just heavy, right? It's not that bad. And then you also want to get out of breath 3 days a week. So mix those three things together in some form or fashion, and you're going to have pretty dang good health. A big piece of this is I do focus on being mobile and able 90 plus. That's our motto, right? Rather than being ripped at 40 or 50. So we have a slogan up in the gym. It is, we are happy, humble, helpful people who want to be healthy and fit now, as well as in our 90s. And that the reason we put in our 90s is because we don't want to shortcut the stuff. We won't take horse steroids or whatever to bulk up. That's not what we're doing. We don't want to cheat it out. We want full benefits of the stuff we do, which is why we say, hey, let's do a full range of motion. That gives you the biggest benefit. If you're going to do the work, let's do it well. I also know that Fitness Now says I'll be able to do the fun things in life I want to do, plus be a super active granddad whenever that happens, right? Hopefully I'll even be able to see like grandfather, great-grandfather. Yeah, I'll be the great, whatever that means, right? The next generation even. Also, I train because I want to be useful, not just fun, but like useful to do stuff. So we went to Costco and we bought one of their round tables that they have there. And usually Costco has crap, but man, they've upped their game. Their whole Kirkland brand, and I don't know if they're really organic, but that's good stuff. I like their coffee. And the furniture that you can get there is actually pretty decent. So they had a table that I can tell my engineering brain is like, wow, they put all this into some very fine packaging. So they worked out the science to give you the connection points to make a table that was really damn heavy and would last. I'm like, yeah, this is pretty good. It was a round table. I want to say it had to be somewhere in the nature of like 100 to 135 pounds. And it's not like it's a bar. It's just an awkward like table setup. The damn thing was heavy. Maybe not 100. I don't know, but it was pretty heavy. Anyway, Evan said, it's a good thing you're here. I don't know if we would have been able to move this. And granted, Evan's struggling, or not struggling. He is surpassing and overcoming this Crohn's diagnosis. He's doing good. He's up to 140 pounds now. Something lever has switched, and I need to do a podcast with him, but he's gaining weight, which is awesome. And then, Verity does not lift, and Levi, while he was focused on her hypertrophy, he is focused on other things at the moment. So he's like, yeah, if you weren't here, I don't know how we could do it. Dude, I'm the oldest person. Well, take that back. I'm the second oldest person in our little group to move stuff, and they're depending on me to do the heavy lifting. That's freaking awesome, right? It's a little ego bump, but I mean, it also means a lot of work, but I'm okay with that. I like that people look and they're like, hey, we got to lift something heavy. Let's look at the old guy. He'll probably do it. I'm like, yeah, that's right. I probably will. Now, the other funny bit is, I'm also not too stupid anymore. I'm kind of stupid, but not too stupid. I knew to be lifting something heavy. So I've got these straps that you put your arms through up to your elbows, and you have, two people, one on each side, and it allows you to lift something more with your legs than your arms and all that. And you can pick up some really heavy stuff and move it pretty easy. The problem with that thing is it's so narrow. It's just a table that we were walking like our toes were touching as we were walking. So it made it just weird. Probably one of the biggest changes in my mindset is valuing warm-up and cool-downs and recovery more than I ever had. So I'll even stop a workout if I'm looking at the clock. I'm like, hey, this is going to bump right into the time I need to leave. And usually I don't need to leave for any particular reason, but sometimes, right? So I will stop the workout early so that I have enough time to roll out and stretch. And I know not everybody does that. It's kind of funny. We use a system called Wodify, and we actually put in there stretching as a checkbox, and more people stretch now because they want to check the box. So I'm like, hey, you guys are like me. If you have a list of 20 things to do and you do a 21st thing and it wasn't on the list, you write it on the list so you can scratch it off. So it's funny. It's in there and it's a checkbox. And so people are like, dang it, I guess I'll go roll out and stretch so I can check the box. I love it. So that's way more important to me now than it ever was before because I just didn't know. But I see it now. If I'm going to use all this time to be really warmed up, this is the opportunity to stretch. So a thing that I see that clues me in to my male counterparts' problems are if they have shoelaces that they're tying, I can look at their shoes. If they're tied to the inside, then I know their belly gets in the way, their flexibility gets in the way. They have to do like a butterfly sit to get their foot up to do a shoelace tie. And they can't actually, flexibility or belly-wise, bring their leg up to tie their shoes correctly. So if you don't tie your shoes correctly or in the right place, or you avoid laces altogether, you know there's a problem. Let me help you. Another one is I don't train to compete anymore. I train so that when life goes weird or is intense, I don't break. So what did we do just recently? I mean, there obviously was the lifting of stuff, but what did I pick up that was super awkward? Man, I'm going to have to think about that one for a minute. But the point in this statement, or the bullet point here, is we did do a lot of competitions way back when, and that was a lot of fun. But we would introduce stupid on purpose because it was a movement, and we're like, yeah, let's do this stupid movement and hopefully not hurt ourselves, which hope is a really bad strategy in this case. We don't want to hurt ourselves. So yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that. And I'm wiser now, and I don't. So we do have a competition coming up, the True Challenge. Let me pull that one up real quick so I can show you. Not try, it's true. The True Challenge. We're hosting it on October 18th. It's all over the place. There's a whole bunch of gyms that are doing it. And it's a kind of in-person / online competition. That's, let's see, what did I say? October 18th. And you're in a team, and it's for novices. So if you do most workouts RX, come volunteer. But we do like to play, but this is like, it allows me to mix up the things that I do enjoy, CrossFit and the competition, but it's not at an RX level where they're like, hey, not only are we going to do push-ups, we're going to do handstand push-ups, but it's not just regular handstand push-ups. Now we're getting into stupid. It's going to be ring handstand push-ups. And if you don't believe me, let me pull up an old CrossFit Games thing and show you the dumbasses are doing ring handstand push-ups. Okay, I got a picture up for those that are watching, those that are listening. Here it is. This guy has flipped upside down. The rings are only like 2 inches off the ground, but he's on rings doing handstand push-ups. It's the dumbest thing. Why would you guys? They were just making it harder and harder and harder and stupid. And we were like, yeah, that's cool. Let's do it. Don't do that. Don't be like that. Don't travel in the world of stupid. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes, right? This is from the Clean Handstand Push-Up 2010 CrossFit Games on YouTube. I've also outgrown ego lifts, so I don't do 1-rep maxes anymore. Doing nothing is dumb, and leads to catastrophe. Doing a 1-rep max, like for real, like I am pushing everything, it can lead to catastrophe. And the same thing can be developed by doing 3 reps, and it's just a lot less maximal, right? So think about it like a push jerk. If you do a 1-rep max on a push jerk, there is opportunity to fail and mess things up. But if you're doing a set of 3, the cool thing is 1 and 2 are probably easy, and the third one you could probably bail out of and be okay. So I just don't do that. So I don't lift for ego. I don't even care. Like, nobody says, wow, Andy, you're so fit and strong. Well, they do say fit, but you're so strong. Look at those muscles. I take that back. Actually, one of my cousin's kids, when we were at Camp Ocoee, said, Mama, something's wrong with his stomach. And it's because I've been eating carnivore with Evan and my muscles are actually showing through. So she's like, no, he just has muscles in his stomach. I'm like, oh, thank you. I don't know. That's a weird way to say that. But kids say the most honest things, don't they? Yeah, so a couple other ones in here is the idea. I think I've already brought this up. I don't know. I talk a lot, and it's always in my head. But the idea of food and pills, what one makes more sense? Eat real food. Stay away from the pills. Change your food thing first. And maybe I already said it in here. I did some pausing and did some work and came back to this, so I apologize. But if you want to work with me, I am $1,000 an hour. or track your food and movement for 2 weeks, and I'll help you for that hour for free. I just don't like it when people are like, help me, and then you tell them, and they're like, yeah, you're dumb. So I'm like, either pay a lot and you'll do it, or if you just track, you'll see immediately, oh, the Twinkies are bad for me, right? Yeah, of course they are. I don't have a doctor. I don't take food. I definitely take food. I don't take pills. I just eat well. Most of the stuff we eat is just stupid entertainment. So aging doesn't have to be declining. It's just people assume that to be so because they stop doing. I'm not even the fittest guy I know. There are 80-year-olds that are like crazy fit. Let me see if I can find that. All right, so I just found a YouTube short, and it's got a 90-year-old lady doing toe push-ups on a medicine ball on top of 2 Bosu balls. So those are those half balls that are like stabilizing weird. So she's using all these little stabilizing muscles to control the push-up. I mean, this is amazing. If you stop doing, then you're going to look like you stopped doing. If you just keep moving, I think this is the problem. You need to build into it slowly. You can't come to the CrossFit gym or any gym and go, let's go full tilt. That's just dumb. If you're 50, at least give me 5 months, right? One month for every decade you are old. I promise you, if you slow down and take 5 months to build up, you'll be incredibly awesome at this stuff, and your body's going to respond. But you have to go slowly. Don't get fitness super fast because it took you all this time to be, win that stupid prize of immobility. So take your time. I think the last thing I'm going to leave you with is that fitness is freedom. I don't feel impinged. There isn't a thing. Now, I take that back. There is a thing. Randy said, Andy, let's do something crazy. Let's climb Mount Everest or something like that. There was a big mountain. And I'm like, hey, man, I am in. The problem is the cold messes with me. I don't have that, I think it's called Rainier's disease, but it feels, or maybe I do. It feels kind of like it. If it's too cold, my fingers turn numb and my toes start turning numb or white and more white, I guess. And I lose circulation in them. So maybe I do have exactly that. I can come out of it. So I don't think most of them come out of it. I think it's just when you're biking, like it's usually in an adventure race, I'm biking and holding onto a thing, or skiing and holding onto a thing, or in this case, mountain climbing with picks and stuff. I just have problems with my toes and my fingers, not the movements. So I said, pick anything else that's not cold like that, and I'm in. Let's do stupid together, buddy. Woo! And we haven't come up with a thing yet, although I did suggest to him that this TNGA would be pretty badass. So we shall see. I think the biggest problem on that one is going to be crotch repair. So how do you keep your undercarriage from not rotting out? So fitness is freedom. It's health freedom. And I guess, CrossFit said it best. Glassman, let me pull that picture up. Okay, that took me absurdly long to find. Glad there's a pause button on this thing. If you can see it, great. If not, here we go with the explanation. Imagine a rainbow, if you will, from the left to right. On the left side, you have sickness. On the right side, you have fitness. In the middle is wellness. If you're fit, then your metrics like blood pressure, body fat, bone density, triglycerides, cholesterol levels, A1C, muscle mass, etc., are better than well. And they keep changing what well is. They're like, no, well is like an A1C of diabetic. That's what we feel like it is now. So we can just give you medicine to cure your diabetes. Keep eating that crap, and here's a pill. Dumbest thing ever. Anyway, if you're fit and you get sick, your stuff just drops into well. For example, back in, it was January of either 2019 or 2020. And I got sick. You guys all know what from. And I don't normally get sick. I laid on the couch and I was like, I think I'm going to lay on this couch for 5 days and not move. And Meredith's like, yeah, you're probably, something's wrong because I've never seen you like this. But when I did my temperature, it wasn't too bad. When I did my heart rate, it wasn't too bad. When I did any of the metrics, I'm like, I'm still in the realm of healthy. I just felt bad. And yeah, I lost my taste and all that. So something was awry, but all my markers pointed to, you're still well, you're still functioning, which is great. When something crazy ass happens, you have a hedge against this sickness. So we use fitness as a hedge to protect us against the sickness. You can go read that article if you go to journal.crossfit.com/article/what is fitness, or maybe it's a dash, I don't know, but you'll see that. And it's this little picture of what I just said. Guys, this stuff isn't complicated. You just simply have to show up for your life. I know it sucked. You're like, every day? Yeah, every day. Well, not the weekends. I do 5 days a week, which I guess, that'd be interesting. I'm going to go look. I bet you I can figure this out real quick. Okay, Wodify has tracked me for 17 years and 7 months, which comes out to be 211 months, which is, so 211 months, and there's about, well, actually, I should have done that with years. All right, that was a dumb way to do it. Let me go back to weeks. Actually, I guess I could just do months now. I'm going to see weeks. Okay, so 17 years and 7 months comes out to 912 weeks. Is that right? That doesn't sound right. Hold on. Let me double check that math. Yeah, that's correct. Wodify says I have a lifetime attendance of 2,071. And again, that means I actually remembered to log in, which I do most of the time, but I'm sure there's ones that I forgot. So we'll do the math. Drum roll, please. Oh, actually, so it's coming out to 2.3. But I do remember that we only started using Wodify in 2013, and I put my start date way back at like when I actually started doing CrossFit. So that math doesn't work. Let me redo that one more time for you. Sorry. But I know it's going to be more than 2.7 or 2.3, which means it's basically 12 times 12 years times 52 is 624. And then it says I've got 2,071 logins divided by that. 624, 3.3. So I'm actually only averaging, according to this, 3.3 times. I'm not even coming in 4 times a week over this large chunk, which is baffling to me. I probably did that math right. But what I am saying is that, hey, apparently even 3 days a week works. Come on in, do a thing. It's not that hard. You actually just have to show up and listen to the coach and do. All right, guys, that's it. Don't let age bog you down and you think, well, I guess I'm getting older, so I don't know, screw it. I guess I need to die now or just become feeble. Nope, that's just you in your head. You don't have to let sloth or feebleness win. It is chasing you down for sure. Your body is the ultimate survival tool. It's going to adapt to the environment you give it. If you don't give it a reason to make muscle, this is going to remove those muscle because I don't need them. If you don't give it a reason to be stretchy and bendy, then it's going to reduce your ligaments and your, well, not ligaments, your tendons, because you don't need them. And it only wants to produce calories to keep itself alive. And a little bit more maybe, like if you diet too much and you drop down to like 1,000 calories, your body turns stuff off, unnecessary stuff. Like, yes, I'm not so sick, so let me turn off some of my immunity. Well, maybe you want that immunity, right? Or I don't know, let me stop coloring my hair. I'm just gonna let it go gray. Whatever. It's going to take the metabolically expensive things and or the stuff in your life that is not as critical and let go of it. I would say eat more and move more because, man, again, 4,000 calories a day doing this carnivore, and I'm still like losing weight little by little. So I got to figure that one out because I don't want to keep losing weight. Although I look pretty well ripped, I'm dropping a bunch of fat and water weight, and I eat a crazy amount of salt, and it doesn't seem to matter. It's like, okay. Okay, guys, we are here for you should you need us. If you don't need us, well, dang, good job on you. Not everyone does. Y'all take care.